college students, we all know spring break is a rite of passage, but when things don't go as expected, it can end up being pretty costly. And to avoid the pitfalls of a vacation disaster, Susan Hogan is in now to give us the spring break survival guide. Hello there, Susan.
Hello, Danielle.
Well, you know that students who are in college already know where they want to go. They've already got it in their mind. They want that, tropical getaway where they can party it up and everything like that. But what should they really do first when they're thinking about going on break?
Well, this is kind of like the duh, but you gotta save the money, because spring break can cost you anywhere between $1,000 and $2,000. And also, depending on whether you're gonna book the trip yourself or go through one of those destination vacation clubs, that really is going to make the difference between, $1,000 or $2,000 too.
And in speaking of that, if you want to go through one of those companies that books these types of vacations, what do the kids need to know? Because they're not really thinking of all the details; they're just thinking destination.
Right, they're thinking about. Yeah.
We don't need to say it. Yeah.
That's right. Been there, done that. Well, what they really need to do is find out what is recommended. Talk to your friends and see where they have gone as well. A lot of these vacation clubs, these resort clubs that book the all-inclusives, they will say that they're going to have parties at the local bar near the campuses, and it appears that they're sanctioned by the actual university or college themselves, but they're really not. The colleges are not sanctioning these things.
Right.
But that's okay. So if you go to the bars and you go and you want to learn a little bit more about these destination clubs, just be aware about what their policies are, and you really want to check to see about the Better Business Bureau.
Yeah.
The BBB really does recommend, and they'll also rate a lot of these vacation clubs, and you really need to look on that. And look at what the complaints are, too. I mean, some of the complaints could be just pretty minor. See what the nature of those complaints are. That is pretty important as well. And a lot of these kids want to go to foreign countries, and as parents, you want to make sure that the kids are going through a company that is accessible 24/7, Danielle, because in case there's a problem and you cannot get a hold of your kids because there's no cell phone service, you want to make sure you can get a hold of the company owner or representative in case there is some sort of an issue.
That's really important to remember, because a lot of these students who are going on spring break, some of them are just 17, 18 years old. They're not, 21, 22. So, how can their parents check on the tour company besides just with the Better Business Bureau?
A lot of the tour companies will also talk about the alcohol issue.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. If they're really kind of pushing the drink tickets, the beads, and all that, as a parent, you might want to step back and really take a look at that company and decide whether that's really right for you and your child. Because don't forget, the drinking age in a lot of these countries are different. They're 18, so it's different than up here. Also, ask the vacation company itself about its cancellation policy, because oftentimes with these all-inclusive resorts, they overbook. So last minute, you might get a cancellation. So what is your right as the vacationer yourself? What is their refund policy, and how quickly are you going to get that refund? And if you can't get the refund, then do you get credit for another vacation some other time? These are the things you really need to know. Go on their websites, look and ask questions. Find out what has worked for your friends and at the colleges themselves too.
Important to remember that college only happens once. You probably only do 1 or 2 of these spring breaks, so really plan ahead, to make sure it's a good one.
Plan ahead, and also check with the CDC's website too, because obviously with all the things that are out there right now, talk about vaccinations too. You really need to be prepared before you go, because you don't want to get sick.
As always, great advice, Susan. Thanks for joining us. And Susan's actually going to have more spring break survival tips tonight on Eyewitness News at 5:30. Ben?